we've had an update on the calculator, and there's some great features. So if you're not looking at these features up the top here, you've not got the latest version. So clear your browser, clear your cache, and if it's an app, you can actually uninstall and reinstall. Make sure you get the latest version. Usually updates itself when it connects to the server. Just remember, with this calculator, all the calculations are made your end, made on your device. It's using JavaScript, so if you've blocked JavaScript, you're going to be in trouble. And the memory is stored on your device. There is nothing on our server. We don't retain any of the information. So anyway, new features. Well, this one here, import a spreadsheet. So you can not only export as you're working, you decide your own time to back up, but now you can import that sheet and continue working. Upon importing, it will look at the entry data that you put in originally for your diameters or circumferences, etc., your encroachments, and it will recalculate all those columns. That decision was made due to tampering. If someone entered corrupt data into those columns, changed the figures of protection areas or circle expansions, radius expansions, we said, well, we're going to have to recalculate those because we need to ensure the integrity when that sheet comes back out of this calculator. So when you upload your sheet, providing you haven't corrupted the data in those that are in those blue columns, a different color, you will get all fresh calculations which will be lined up with the old calculations, provided you haven't changed them. So peace of mind there. And then you can continue working and adding trees, and if you're going to change information, we suggest that what you do is upload your sheet, change the information in the calculator, download your sheet. The sheet's date and time stamped, so when you look at it, if you have a project name, you'll see the project name. The first set of numbers is the date, the next set of numbers is the time, so they're all separated with an underscore. Anyway, these are the new features. Clear all data. There is another new feature, which is, and I'll have to add a tree, so we'll do this. I'll just put example for this, tree number 1. Let's just say it's a poinciana. 16 meters high, so that's a fair size one. Spread, usually spread more than their high. Comments, great condition. Retain. Now, single stem, multi-stem. It will say single stem. I'm going to do this as an example because we've got this feature. Some people don't have a diameter tape. Some people can't make. If you're measuring with a normal tape measure, you've got to look at the circumference and divide by pi, and that's an unusual number, 3.1416. So if you enter the circumference, and we'll use circumference, and I'm going to say this tree is normally a meter. Let's just say this tree is a meter diameter. I'm going to put in here the circumference as 314 centimeters, because it's going to divide by pi, which is 3.1416. And obviously the SRZ at the base is going to be larger, so I'm going to put 350. Now, the thing, even if you're doing multi-stems, the thing to do here is, and I'm going to suggest this for everyone, is convert it to diameter. It's less confusion in your spreadsheet if everything is diameter rather than have a circumference thrown in. So as you can see, this has worked it all out. But look at those numbers down the bottom there, 314, 350. If I click diameter, it automatically changes them to the diameter. And as you can see there, it's pretty close to 1 meter or 100 centimeters. And the reason why it's slightly different in decimal points is because pi, it keeps going. It's 3.14159, and it goes on. It goes on and on and on. It doesn't divide out equally. So rounding off to 3.1416, you're going to get these minuscule differences. Same with changing multi-stem circumferences to diameters. So if you click circumference and we put in the circumferences, and I've gone multi-stem. So what we're going to do here is we'll put in, say, a 2200, we'll put in a 1200, and we'll put in a 1400. The combined diameter standard height is 913. That's diameter, but we've put in circumferences. Please, before you export the sheet, or perhaps go to your next tree, you've put that in because that's what your tape measure says, but just click on your calculator, whether it be on the computer or on your handpiece on your phone out in the field. Just click diameter and it automatically corrects those to diameter, because in your spreadsheet it's going to look a lot more normal, you know, where everything works off diameter. Circumference is just a different way of measuring in the field if you've got a standard tape measure, and it saves you doing the calculation. So whenever you do anything in circumference, once you've punched those numbers in, just click diameter before you export the sheet or go to your next tree. It's a good habit. Then if we come down here, we've got a new feature. This is the other intrusion. So we've got straight edge, we've got corner, we've got other. Now with the other, encroachment area, you just, whether it be piers, footings, perhaps even a bird aviary, a fountain, a garden shed, if it's inside the NRZ, just work out its aggregate total encroachment area. So we might have piers, we might want to put piers, we might want to put permeable decking around this root zone. So we might have 18 piers, and we're going to put this decking, and that total surface area might be 12.5 square meters consumed to these piers going in. And you'll get your encroachment and your circle enlargement. So you can export that spreadsheet, and you can re-import it. Now, to show you and demonstrate the value of importing a spreadsheet, I'll clear all this because that was running an example. I'm going to import a spreadsheet that I've been playing with on here, testing the system. So it's in my downloads, it's there, Treeview Estate. I'm going to import that sheet. It comes into the calculator, and there's all my trees. There's 11 trees. There they all are. And as I click through them, you'll see Ficus benjamina, Eucalyptus grandis with all its stats, everything there to work on. Now, that's a pretty great feature. So in the export of your spreadsheet, you can now add more to this. You can change things, whatever. Now I'm going to export this. So we've got that new import feature. We've got the other encroachments that are in there. Just put in the total of the square meters. We've got export, and we've got import a spreadsheet. The import is great. We recommend that you do this often. And that goes to your phone or to your computer. We don't know anything about the information in there. That's got none of our business. We've also put a link to our YouTube videos. Now if you export that sheet, which I'll do now, it's gone to export. It's gone to export, and that's our new sheet there. I'm going to double click on it, show you what happens. We're going to open it, and you can see the numbers there, 6 to 7:25, and the time 13:57:21. So that's 1:57 p.m. and 21 seconds. I'm going to open that sheet so you can see what goes on. That's our sheet. This is what I like to do. You click on column A, B, or go down the end, slide this thing, go back to column A, hold the shift key down, click on column A, they all light up. Find the gap between the two columns where your cursor changes, double click it, and all the columns open up to just the right width. Now that was that sheet, and you can see all the data here. That's how handy it is. Import, export. Now all of those trees are diameter. I did measure some in circumference, but I clicked on diameter and it automatically converts. With multi-stem in this column, shows you the stems that you measured. Now we did an other. You can see tree 11. It's an other intrusion. That was our piers, and we put in 12 meter encroachment area, and it tells us the percentage. It knows straight away it's a minor encroachment. Now the thing that it will do is it will give you how much to expand to go back to the original notional root zone, how much to expand? 0.261 meters. So it was 7.2. If we go back to the calculator data, they're in blue. So the calculator data is in blue. If we go back to the radius, there it is in that column, 7.2. So under the new 2025 version, you have to calculate how much to increase the radius of the notional root zone to get back to a full protection area, 100%. So we know it's 7.2 meters, and now the calculator spits out to cater for those intrusions. It's 7.461, in other words 0.261. So this is pretty clever. Any data that's in the orange area and the green area, well, actually any data that's in here, my advice is do not tamper with it. Load the spreadsheet back into the calculator, tamper with it in the calculator, then download the sheet again, because you're going to eliminate human error. Like right now, you could get in here and, you know, change certain things and put 75 in a box, but, you know, put it back in the calculator. It'll keep things more honest. It will calculate them all again. It looks at this data in these columns, it looks at the data that was entered and calculates all that other information. So obviously if you go into a spreadsheet and you tamper with the information that's been calculated, it's no longer accurate. And to the human eye, you wouldn't know. If you move the decimal point, you wouldn't know. So upload the sheet. As soon as you upload the sheet, it recalculates all the trees again. So that's the things we've done. You now can do other intrusions. You can now do an upload, tamper with those trees, change your things, whatever is going on, and download. And do frequent backups. I mean, if you download a sheet every 5 trees, it's all it is a push of a button. But if your phone dies, something happens, and for some strange reason you do lose something, you'll always have the spreadsheet and just load it back up. It's a damn good way to go.